I'm a rational person. Once I have information, I cannot move as if I don't have that information, right? And so I didn't want to have the conversation too many times because having the conversation over and over would let me realize that this isn't working. And then that would mean I would have to actually make a decision to end the relationship.
Yep.
And I didn't want to end the relationship. So as a result, I didn't have the conversations that I needed to have because I felt like if I continue to have this conversation, I'm going to continue to get the same answer. And then that's going to make me realize I have to move and do something rather than me putting all the onus and responsibility and accountability on them. You get what I'm saying? So it was easier to just say, we're not gonna even talk about it.
Yeah.
And waste 2 years of my life than to have the difficult conversation early on and make the decision like, you know what, this isn't for me. And there's so many people, both men and women, that get into a relationship and they know this thing isn't necessarily for me.
Woo!
But I'm not gonna have that conversation because damn, I love where I'm at right now. And it feels good. I'm comfortable where I'm at right now. So I don't wanna have the uncomfortable conversation about the future planning, about marriage, about kids, about where we're going, because that's just gonna ruin the la-la land that I've been in.
Going.
Right.
Yeah, the fantasy.
Right. That's gonna ruin the la-la land that I have in my head. But what I realize like now is you're ruining your future by not having these conversations early, right? By not getting the information that you need to be able to make a conscious decision, right? Like, don't just sit on the roller coaster and just let it take you wherever. You have to actually be part of that process of like, yo, this is where I'm thinking about going. What do you think about this? Like, this is what I want to do. Like, where are you trying to go? Like, how does that fit in? Because if you don't have that data, you're going to be spending months, years, and then eventually you're going to get it. And you're going to realize if I had this earlier, I could have been able to move and do this.
Right.
I'm all about not wasting time. Time is the most valuable resource on earth. You never get it back. You can't reproduce
borrowed.
it. You cannot get it back at all. I'm all about not wasting time. So if you think I'm about to be wasting my time in any type of relationship or situation, and especially when any type of thing, like I'm not for that. Even with business now, like people, man, oh my God. People come up to me because they see the platform. I'm going on a tangent, but I just have to like,
I can already tell it's relevant still.
Yo, man, like I'll go to an event and then people will try to talk to me after the event. Yo, I got this thing, I want to collaborate, do this thing, do that. And I'm trying to cut straight through. I don't have time for like the cookie cutter, like don't give me the fluff. What are you actually trying to do? Do you have a budget for this thing or you don't have a budget for this thing? You want me to pull up for free? Like, let's get there. Like, I'm not even trying, like, and it may seem rude or like,
no,
you know what I'm saying? But I don't have
not.
time to be doing 3 30-minute meetings over the course of 3 weeks just to get to the answer that I'm looking for, which is you don't have bread for this thing. You're trying to do it for free and we could potentially make that happen, right? Like, let's just have that conversation up front. I don't want to waste time.
I'm in a place, I'm gonna tell you, in my life where I'm like, you need to come to me with the proposal.
No, absolutely.
Come to me with the proposal because that's how I approach when I go to people. Even our first collab, I said, I'm thinking about this date, this is what I want it to look like. What do you think?
And that's why it worked.
And then from there, like you got to give me something. But if we have to, you invited me to the drawing board, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Because I have too many things going on. And it's not that I think I'm above anybody. It's not that, but I value my time. And I value my ideas and my work ethic. I know is strong. So I know when you come to me with the idea, we can make it happen if it's realistic. But I'm like you. And even if we start planning, if it doesn't look realistic for that time being, postpone or scrap it altogether. But I'm in a place where I'm still just like that. If I go to anybody, I approached someone not too long ago about a free clinic. I didn't just go up to them and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. Like, no, I had a multi-page proposal trying to anticipate the questions they would ask, like the budget. That's important. You can't just tell somebody, hey, I want to use your property for something and then not talk about all the costs that come with operating something like that. It's crazy. So even just to pique their interest or get them, I think we also need to start thinking about it from that perspective. Like if you go to any investor wanting their money, you're going to have to convince them. And one thing you don't want to do is show up unprepared.
Exactly.
You can't, you can't have mind reading powers and know and anticipate every question they'll ask.
Yeah.
Some things may trip you up in the moment, and you can admit that. You can be like, that's not something I've thought about at this time.
Right.
But going to waste that person's time is going to put a bad taste in their mouth about you.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start thinking that that's how you do business.
Yeah.
And you lose out on opportunities that way. I feel it.
I can quickly cut through the bullshit.
Yeah.
So quickly now. Before I wasn't able to, because people would tell you the story and then you start believing it. And I was really younger in business. I think I've matured a lot when it comes to business now.
Stronger.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So I can really quickly cut through people's bullshit. Like I can listen to somebody talking and know automatically this person has no direction for this thing at all. And I can tell just equally when somebody is working on something and they have the passion for it. And that I can also work with. Like if you have the passion for it and you're working on it and you don't have all the details figured out yet, we can work there. But don't pull up on me like, yo, bro, I love what you're doing. Let's collab. Let's collab. On what? Like, what do you mean? There's so many different things to collab about.